Robert had been taking the same heart medication for 11 years. Every month, the same prescription. Every month, the same pharmacy. And every month, the same bill. $240. His insurance covered part of it, but not enough. On a fixed retirement income, that number hurt every single time. One evening, his neighbor mentioned that he had been ordering his blood pressure pills from an online pharmacy. Canadian supplier, he said. Same pills, same manufacturer, less than half the price. He had been doing it for 2 years without any problems. Robert went home and searched online. He found a site that looked completely professional. Clean design, a pharmacist's photo, customer reviews, a phone number, a live chat button. It offered his exact medication, the same name, the same dosage, for $61. $179 less than what he was paying every month. He ordered a 3-month supply. The pills arrived in a plain white envelope 11 days later. They looked identical to what he normally took. Same color, same shape, same size. The packaging had his medication's name printed on it clearly. Robert switched over without telling his doctor. For the first 3 weeks, he felt fine. Then, one morning, he woke up with his heart racing, a strange fluttering in his chest that he had never felt before. He sat on the edge of his bed, waiting for it to pass. It didn't. His daughter drove him to the emergency room. The doctors ran tests. His heart was showing an irregular rhythm, atrial fibrillation. The cardiologist asked him directly, "Have you changed anything recently? New medication? Different brand? Anything at all?" Robert mentioned the online pharmacy. The doctor sent the pills to the hospital lab for analysis. The results came back 2 days later. The pills contained approximately 30% of the active ingredient they were supposed to contain. The rest was filler, chalk, binding agents, and traces of 2 unidentified compounds that should not have been in any medication. Robert spent 4 days in the hospital. He went home with a new prescription, a heart monitor, and a medical bill that wiped out everything he had saved by ordering online, and then some. His daughter filed a complaint with the FDA. An investigator told her the website Robert had ordered from was one of dozens operating from overseas, most likely Eastern Europe or Southeast Asia, with no pharmaceutical license, no regulatory oversight, and no actual pharmacists on staff. The professional-looking website, the customer reviews, the live chat, all fake. Designed specifically to look legitimate to someone searching for a cheaper way to afford their medication. The site was still operating when she filed the complaint. It is probably still operating today. This is not a rare story. The FDA estimates that thousands of illegal online pharmacies are currently targeting Americans. The majority of their customers are seniors on fixed incomes who are simply trying to afford the medications keeping them alive. Here is how these sites work. They buy domain names that sound official, names with words like pharmacy, meds, RX, Canada, or discount in them. They copy the design of legitimate pharmacy websites almost perfectly. They use stolen reviews and stock photos of smiling pharmacists. They source their pills from unregulated manufacturers, mostly in countries with no pharmaceutical oversight. Some pills contain the wrong dose. Some contain the wrong ingredient entirely. Some contain dangerous contaminants. And some are completely inert. They contain nothing at all. Just chalk pressed into the right shape. For someone taking medication for diabetes, heart disease, blood pressure, or blood thinners, receiving the wrong dose isn't an inconvenience. It can trigger a stroke, a heart attack, organ failure, or death. Here is how to protect yourself and the people you love. Before ordering from any online pharmacy, check if it is verified at NABP.pharmacy. That stands for the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy. They maintain a list of verified, safe online pharmacies called .pharmacy. If the site you are looking at is not on that list, do not order from it. This check takes 30 seconds. Never order prescription medication from a site that does not require a valid prescription. A real pharmacy will always ask for a prescription from your doctor. A site that lets you order controlled or prescription medication without one is operating illegally. Tell your doctor before switching brands, suppliers, or pharmacies. What looks like the same pill may behave very differently in your body. Your doctor needs to know. If you genuinely cannot afford your medication, there are legitimate programs that can help. needymeds.org and rxassist.org connect patients with manufacturer assistance programs, many of which provide medications free or at very low cost. Your doctor can also help you find a generic equivalent that costs a fraction of the brand name price. And if you have already ordered from an online pharmacy and something feels wrong, contact the FDA's MedWatch program at fda.gov/safety/medwatch. Report it. Your report could protect someone else. Robert is 78 now. He is back on his correct medication through a verified pharmacy. His heart rhythm is stable. He told me he felt foolish at first, but then he did the math. $240 a month on a fixed income is genuinely painful. He was not being reckless. He was trying to survive. The people running these websites know exactly who their customers are. They know you are on a fixed income. They know you are trying to afford the medication that keeps you alive. And they have built an entire industry around taking advantage of that. The only protection is knowing what they look like before you find one. Share this video with anyone you know who takes regular prescription medication. It could be the most important thing they watch this year. Subscribe for a new story every week. We cover what's really happening to real Americans in retirement and exactly what you can do to stay safe. Stay safe. I'll see you next time.